Some secrets are not meant to be spoken, but to be felt.
We walked in darkness, guided only by a flickering flame of hope.
In the heart of the earth, we sought a truth older than.
And in that moment of surrender, the veil was lifted.
To drink from the kykeon was to taste the cycle of life and death itself.
We saw remains within.
They come seeking answers, but do not understand the questions.
The earth breathes, and I translate its whispers.
Here, chemistry and divinity become one. They believe it is magic. I know it is a carefully measured art. The prophecy is not a torrent, but a controlled stream.
And the future, like any element, can be understood. In the silent, amber waters, the past does not dissolve. Here, we offered our most precious gifts to the unblinking gods.
A life given, not in anger, but in hope.
For a harvest to be born, a seed of violence had to be sown.
The bog did not take them, it kept them. And in their stillness, they tell our story.
In the shadow of the empire, not all justice was sought in the light of the courts.
Some chose a darker, more binding form of law. Words of power, intended to bind an adversary's tongue, hands, and very soul. Entrusting their final verdict to the gods of the underworld. A silent, magical warfare, where the most potent weapon was a curse. Beneath the roar of the crowd lies a ledger written in bone and sweat.
We were never heroes. We were high-interest investments in a theater of death. A champion's life is valued only by the cost of his replacement. The games are not for glory, but for the movement of coin across a blood-soaked floor.
Mercy is a luxury the balance sheet cannot afford. In the end, the arena consumes the player to enrich the house.
We had grown deaf to the whispers of the earth, believing its tremors were merely dreams.
But the mountain, our silent guardian, had finally found its voice.
In that moment, our wealth, our status, our futures, all turned to dust.
We ran from the fire, but the sky itself was falling. A city built for eternity, erased in a single breath.
And so our final.
We were born into a contract, sealed not with ink, but with the promise of hardship.
Our youth was a forge, where weakness was beaten from us, and fear hammered into purpose.
To control others, we became the ghosts that haunted their nights.
We were taught that the man to your side was more important than your own life. We built a wall of shields to protect our world, but it imprisoned every soul within it. So I ask you, who live without the spear and shield, what fears have you engineered to keep yourselves safe?
A whisper on the wind, a tremor in the earth.
Spoke of a power we could not comprehend.
The sea, our mother, became our devourer.
A wave of forgetting washed over our world.
We became a story. But whispers echo, waiting to be heard.
A great civilization is not conquered from without until it has destroyed itself from within.
Pestilence, a shadow that fell upon the proud, turning brother against brother.
For a piece of gold, the soul of an empire was sold.
We built monuments of stone, but forgot to fortify the spirit.
And so, the eternal city learned a bitter lesson in mortality. We were the echo of a dream, a civilization carved from tufa and twilight. Our laughter and our rituals painted on walls, now silent witnesses to what was. They took our gods, our letters, our way of seeing the world, and called it their own. And in the shadow of their marble monuments, our memory began to fade.
But some things
For a voice, however faint, will always find a listener in the fullness of time.